Well, I'm an executive coach and consultant. I work with leaders in organizations to help them improve their performance, particularly around leadership. And my clients are in organizations of all sizes and all over the world. I'm fortunate enough to work with people in lots of different countries, lots of different cultures. So the big challenge I think that our organization faces is helping people understand that the way they've done things in the past may not be the best way to do things in the future, right? To help them understand the value of self-awareness as a starting point for change. Because very often companies think, well, we've been successful in the past, so we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing. The reality is that the world is always changing. And when the world changes around us, what worked in the past may not work in the future. Companies also don't necessarily realize the obstacles to change, how our habitual behavioral patterns keep us locked in old behaviors, old performance. So what we have to do is help companies understand that the way to be successful is to be able to objectively look at themselves, to practice self-awareness so that they see their habitual patterns, they recognize what they need to do to change, and then we can help them find a path to make those changes. So I've been fortunate enough to work with hundreds of leaders over the years. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I have found that there are successful leaders of all personality styles, right? There are successful introverts, there are successful extroverts, there are successful people who are very charismatic and people who are not so charismatic. The one fundamental quality that is important, or most important, is the ability to be adaptable. Right? The ability to understand that I need to adjust and develop the behaviors that are needed for these circumstances. Okay, so that's the fundamental thing, right? So the ability to be adaptable. From there, it's the ability to know how to manage change on a personal level, but also how to manage change on an organizational level, because humans are designed almost to resist change. We don't like change, right? We don't want to be different than we are today because change is threatening. So for a leader to understand how to really manage change and support change through an organization is really important. Another important quality is the ability to develop talent in other people, right? To invest in people in the organization, invest your time and energy to help them grow. Because a lot of times leaders think that, well, I just have to tell people what to do and they'll do it, and they don't think about how am I going to make this person, take this person and make them better than they are today. People really are the most important resource of an organization, but we have to remember that if we help them continue to grow, then we'll be more effective as leaders. It's the resistance to change, right? It's an unwillingness to objectively look at ourselves and admit that we have room for growth, right? Because we all have a tendency to see a need to grow or a need to change as a sign that maybe there's something wrong with us, right? We get defensive about it and sort of resist change. Okay? So an important thing for Egypt and leaders everywhere is to recognize that the fact that we are working to change is a sign of future success. It's not a shame. It's not a sign that we're doing something wrong that we need to be ashamed of, but it's a sign that we're trying to improve, trying to grow, trying to be better. I think it is. I think that change is easier than people realize if they understand one of the fundamental secrets to creating change, okay? We've all had the experience where we try to make a change. I'm gonna stop smoking, I'm gonna stop eating candy, I'm gonna start going to the gym, all of these things. But something always gets in the way, Okay? And the reason we don't change is because we're trying to hold on to something that we think is important, okay? Some old behavior. There's a reason we do these old behaviors. There's a reason I smoke. There's a reason I eat candy. There's a reason I don't go to the gym, okay? I like this, I don't like that. So whenever there's an effort to change, we often feel like we have to give up something. And that's why we resist change. The secret to creating change is to understand that, or find a way to make the new change give us the same satisfaction that the old behavior gave us, right? Instead of feeling like we're losing something, we have to frame change in a way that makes us think that we're getting more of something that's important to us, right? So for example, a lot of times I work with leaders who they tend to do all the work themselves because they want to, you know, they got to where they are by working hard, by working better than other people, so they become outstanding doers of the work. And so what I try to help them understand is you can be even more outstanding if you're an outstanding leader instead of an outstanding doer, right? So by doing less yourself and helping other people grow, you can be even more outstanding and you're not losing anything. All right, it's been my pleasure.